back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to make Jamaican Black Castro Oil at home. This is going to be a two-part series. So in this first part I'll pretty much be talking about the origin of the castor oil beans, how to know when they're ready to be picked from the tree, and all the process leading up to before actually making the oil. So part 2 will be dealing with how you'd go about processing the oil from the beans. So if you're interested to know all about castor oil seeds, the benefits, toxins found in castor oil seeds, the reason why it is so great for your hair, then stick around for the rest of the video. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So castor oil seeds or beans originated from Africa, and this is due to the slave trade. I know a lot of persons would know that, most of the countries in the Caribbean region were enslaved or colonized by the British and the Spaniards. So a lot of the things that we have in the Caribbean now is as a result of the slave trade. So for example, ackee, which is Jamaica's national fruit, came from Africa. Busy also came from Africa, and the castor oil beans came from Africa, along with a lot of other things. The castor oil bean contains a high amount of oil, and that is why it is so great and easy to get oils from the beans. The castor oil beans contain ricinoleic acid, which is a type of fatty acid, and we all know that when it comes to hair care and hair growth and having healthy hair, fatty acid is very essential. The castor oil seeds or beans are very toxic when they're not produced into the oil, and this is because they contain a toxic called ricin. Now this is very lethal, so if you by chance happen to consume a castor oil bean, seek medical emergency immediately. But once the seeds are processed into oil, then the ricin is removed and the oil is safe to use. So you can use castor oil as a laxative. You can use it for skincare and hair care, but for this video I solely want to focus on hair care. So I know a lot of persons will speak positively about castor oil based on their personal preference, and I too can testify to the benefits of castor oil. So I've not solely, but I would say I'd mainly used castor oil in my hair growth journey, and I have received significant hair growth over the years. So it helps to promote hair growth, strengthen your hair, and it helps your hair to be healthier simply because of the properties that are found in the castor oil. So castor oil, although it is so beneficial and essential when it comes on to hair growth, you have to be careful because there are persons who, when they use castor oil, it might irritate their skin. For me personally, whenever castor oil touches any part of my skin that is not my hair, it causes it to swell mildly. So I have to be mindful when I'm using castor oil to not allow it to touch my neck or my face or anywhere, because it does cause swelling. So before you use castor oil, I would recommend doing a patch test simply to see how it works with your skin, if it will irritate your skin or not, before going ahead and using it. So that's pretty much all the information I have about castor oil. So I'll just go into a few video clips showing you guys the castor oil trees, how to know when they're ready, how to pick them and lay them out and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So there are quite a few castor oil seeds around my house. As I said earlier, the beans were originated in Africa, and due to the slave trade, they were brought to the Caribbean. So the castor oil seeds tend to thrive better in tropical and subtropical area. The heat does wonders for them, and they need the heat to pop out of their shells. So there are two processes that you can go about making the castor oil seeds. You can do cold press, or you can use the method of heat to extract the oil from the beans. So these are just quite a few trees that I have, and as you can see, you would need to get a piece of stick because the trees tend to grow a little bit tall, so you'd need to get a stick where you can pull down the branch and pick the leaf. So to know when the castor oil is ready, you would need to see them start turning brown on the tree before you start picking them, because if you pick them when they're green, then they won't produce the oil that you want. So on a specific branch, you would look to see that a few of the little beads are turning brown, even though some of them are green, and you would know that it is ready and time to pick them. So you have various types of castor oil seeds. You have the big seeds and the smaller seeds. So the bigger seeds castor oil, they grow on a separate tree, and the smaller seed castor oils, they grow on a different tree as well. So once you've picked the castor oil from the trees, you would need to lay them out, whether it's on a piece of zinc or in a bag or something, but they need the heat from the sun to actually pop out of their shell. So you need to lay them on a piece of zinc or anything that you find suitable and allow it to dry in the sun. I would recommend drying in the sun for like 3 to 4 days. During this time, they would be popping out of their shell, and once they've popped out of their shell, you'd go ahead and collect the seeds and use them. So these are just a few of the seeds that I'm showing you guys. So this is one of the bigger types of seed, and there you have the smaller seeds. So for the most part, they are dark with a darker shade, and you do have some whiter looking castor oil seeds. So you would simply use your hand sometime to test if they're ready. This one needs more time in the sun to dry. And personally, like this one, no, you would just squeeze it with your fingers and they will all open, and you know that yes, the castor oils are ready. And once, as I've said, you have dried them and they're ready, you would then need to collect them together and put them down until you are ready to create your Jamaican Black Castro Oil. So these are just some of the information and the seeds that I currently have. So I'll show you guys how to actually go ahead and process the oil in part 2, so stick around for that. But that's pretty much the end of the video. So if you found this video useful, or if you like this video, please subscribe, and until next time, bye my loves.